Hopefully you're having a great day today. In this one, we're going to go over the top stocks to be watching today, but also the NVIDIA earnings that just came out. We had some really big earnings drop today that we've been talking about for a while. In fact, this morning in our daily live trading session, we were just talking about how the top earnings are NVIDIA, and the current price targets that I came out with were more on the hyper bullish side. I was anticipating them to jump up into this $235 to $350 price point. I think that they have, some serious upscaled targets, and we saw them report today. Then we got Palo Alto as well, and then you see Webull and Walmart tomorrow, which is going to be an indicator. But Nvidia, an indicator into the AI market, is what that is. A good indicator, and they came in, they beat their earnings. We were anticipating that they would come in with strong data center growth, particularly in the AI and cloud, and we were looking for them to rally after the earnings, and that's kind of exactly what came out today. We did see them come out with some great earnings earlier today, and we see them rally, and not only that, we see the rest of the market start to kick in. Rocket Lab was up. You see AMD stock was up. Particularly today, I wanted to talk about APLD, as the drone tech was up. The data center market saw some green. Look at APLD jumping 13.9% back to that $26 range. Now, last time we were covering it, we were talking about this $20 support jumping back into that $25 range and potentially continuing their overall uptrend that we've been following since April. Back in April here, they were around $3 a share, and they've been uptrending pretty consistently. We saw them get up into $40 a share and then pull down to this $20 range. And we were anticipating this $15 jump to about a 40% or even 75% potential increase when they recently pulled back. And we did get to see them break out, and that's what we're anticipating here on APLD. As APLD jumps, CoreWeave jumps, which CoreWeave has about $11 billion deal with APLD that they are paying APLD to build data centers. We've seen that come out just in the last few months. I think this is the article. Here it is. The AI data center lease with CoreWeave. So that's going to be a big income for Applied Digital. Applied Digital came out with earnings recently. They ended up beating their earnings as they got a few new AI infrastructure partnerships for building these AI factories in North Dakota, which is a strategic partnership, or a strategic location, I should say. They are choosing places geographically that decrease the friction around the energy. Energy, what? It's never created. It is not something you create, right? It's something that is transferred, right? You have to generate it. It is something that it doesn't come from nothing, right? And in order to cool data centers, you need a force to cool the data centers. So some data centers, you see new companies building data centers in space, for example, literally launching data centers up into space. Some are doing underwater or liquid cooling. Applied Digital does liquid cooling, but they're also building in North Dakota, which is a very cold place. They're doing the wind and the solar energy to power them. And they've been getting some pretty good backing there from NVIDIA. They got some investments from NVIDIA. They're partnered with Supermicro Computer, along with Intel, Hewlett Packard, and some others. So let's pull up some of the outlooks on APLD inside of our AI here. And let's get a look at how things are going here. The machine is giving us an analysis right now. And if you guys want some AI analysis, you want to get a good look at how to use AI to do your analysis, I would encourage you, go join the first access list down below. Totally free to join or get on that list as we're rolling out this AI. And we're going to see some future projections here for APLD, and I'm really excited about it. Okay, let's see. OpenAI is fairly bearish on the next day, anticipating some sell-offs, whereas Grok is bullish. Maybe Grok's a little bearish actually, but I'd like to lean towards uh, Gemini at this moment. I think Gemini is becoming more powerful, so I'm going to lean towards Gemini right now, with their multi-model engines with Google. The AIs they just released a new model called Gemini 3, which is the newest model. I think it came out yesterday, maybe earlier this week, and we already implemented it into our app. We got Claude AI. Claude is doing pretty well. OpenAI, it's been doing good. I think OpenAI, the ChatGPT, I think it might be lagging a little bit to Gemini right now. I don't know if that's what everybody else is saying, but that's what I've been seeing along with Grok. And let me check the live chat. Let me make sure I can see everybody here. Let's see. 6 months, every model is projecting green on APLD. In fact, OpenAI is green. It says it's capitalizing on favorable sentiment in that data center market. You can see some of the levels. Claude is 42% bullish on APLD, and Grok is 12% bullish over the next 6 months. Now, these aren't just random generations. We gave them all the data. We gave the models. That's why it took a while to generate. We gave the models the financial levels. We gave them all of the data that they normally don't have. We made them real time, and they now are looking at these bullish projections. Now, over the next week, it's not the same. You got Gemini a little bit bearish. You got Grok a little bearish, about 3%. OpenAI is bullish. Claude is very bullish. But over the next year, here, really over the next 6 months, every model is bullish, okay, in the double digits. So why is that? Well, again, people can say what they want about a bubble or anything else, but the reality is that the value provided, whether you fear, they can put so much fear into you, the bubble this, the bubble that, fear not. Just look at the financials. The financials indicate that companies like NVDA, companies like Apple and Microsoft and Meta and Google are seeing growth in AI, and that they're continuing to grow, that there is not a decrease in demand. And so for that reason, you see the markets recover today. You see some big green hit back into the markets. And that's how things are looking. So APLD recovering. Next bullish target, at least in the near term, you're going to be seeing some resistance levels probably here around this 2750 level we saw them push up to today and then kind of pull back down. It's going to be that next level of support and resistance to be watching, kind of hovering between this range here. Kind of see them here today. That RSI MACD may be a little bit overextended in the near term. Maybe we get that little pullback that most of the models were anticipating into tomorrow morning, but then we see recovery throughout the rest of the day. I think that's quite possible. Now we're starting to enter the type of environment where we trade. I haven't traded in about, I made one trade, one very, very, very tiny trade. It was more of a test position on TSSI after the massive 40% dip or what have you. And other than that, the past 2 weeks, we have not traded any positions because frankly, the sentiment has been bearish. You could look at the markets. I was looking at the models. They were indicating over the next week bearish. But now we're starting to see that green kick in. Most models, for the most part, looking pretty bullish into the next few weeks and the next few months. So I love to see it. I like to see the Claude as well, hyper bullish on APLD. And then when it comes to the support and resistance, we just added this widget where we can actually see the nearest support and resistance. Oh, it's not working perfect. But you can see the nearest support and the resistance. It says there's a support that's very weak around 20. Primarily, there's a weak resistance around 25. We might be better off now that we're seeing a breakout take place, looking at this breakout and breakdown chart. According to the breakouts, if it breaks out, there's a minor resistance above 25. If it holds above 25 tomorrow, it's propelling towards $30. And that's kind of what we're talking about here, kind of breaking out of, I guess it would be this resistance here, where if they can break out, hold above 25, next level is this $30 level. And it looks like the AI is considering the previous support level here. You got resistance, previous support, some support levels that would be acting as a resistance up here around this $30 price point. So if they can hold above this $25 price point into tomorrow, APLD is looking to continue up into this $30 price point here. That's a 15% potential surge, and we'll see how they react. Again, gotta hold above 25, otherwise you're looking at that sell down to 24.50 or as low as 22 or $20, which you don't want to see. So again, looking for that break. Most indication from the markets as of yesterday, bullish momentum. The only thing that maybe could hit it is we got exciting earnings just came out in Stockmates, and the only company that might impact if they came in super negative would be a company like Walmart, believe it or not, because you see a really big negative something on Walmart, consumer spending is taking a hit or something like that. That's reason to those are certain things. They're almost bigger indicators than things like the Fed announcements when you look at consumer spending areas like the different areas of consumer spending. But overall, bullish. And again, if you guys want to tune in live to our live trading session happening in 15 hours tomorrow morning at Market Open, second link in the description down below. For a limited time, this is actually by my mistake. So I'm going to close it like tonight, and then it will reopen next week. But I literally earlier this week, I thought that this week was Thanksgiving because my birthday is usually right next to Thanksgiving. It's on the 22nd. Sometimes it's on Thanksgiving. And I was thinking that this Thursday was Thanksgiving. So I think 2 days ago, my team and I, and no one told me, most of my team's Argentinian, maybe that's why. But when we opened up a Black Friday sale on Stockmates. So if you want to tune in tomorrow live, there is a Black Friday sale that's going to be closing tonight, and that's going to be reopening on the actual Black Friday. But if you want to get in early, I'll leave it open for you for the next, hour or so while we fix it. But again, yeah, that's going to be the focus for this week as we see green in the AI infrastructure market. So not so much fear as much after those earnings kick in. And we'll be watching here into tomorrow, see how things react. What are you guys watching today? Let's see who's here. You got Luca. What's going on, Lucas? Has been holding APLD since $6. 4,000 shares. I'm 23. Let's go, Luca. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, I always love it when we've been covering stocks like Rigetti or something like that, since like $1 a share, or APLD since $3, and people tell me stuff like that. I get really happy about it. Oh, is my audio low? Is it extra low? Maybe I can increase the audio a little bit. All right. Let's see. Test. Can you guys hear me a little bit better now? Is that a little more clear? Hello. Cool. Let's see what else we got. George, what's going on, George? Will APLD reach $50, says George. I think it's possible that they continue. Like, if you look at their deals, I mean, let's just take a look at some of the AI analysis, right, on Claude. You look over the next year analysis, of course, I'm trying to demo, and it does have it. Next year, or next 6 months, they're anticipating $32. I think that's even a little, like, when I'm looking at all the models, most of them are projecting into that level of around, $25 to $40. We saw $40 about 3 weeks ago. It's possible that we see that $40 price point to $50 price point in their next run. So I think that's quite possible. But let's take a look, actually. Let's pull up, which one was the most bullish except for Claude? I think it was maybe Grok. Let's see. We'll get an analysis going here. And we'll see how it looks, because I think we might have some more information on the targets. Here we are. So 6-month target from Grok is 15% to 22%. Now, it's really important that you're not just using only Grok, but that you're giving Grok data. You have to give Grok, for example, all of the earnings reports, the SEC filings. You got to give it the if there's any data around the financials, current movements, or current news that's coming out. And sometimes the models don't have that. Now, after we give it the data, we see these projections. Now, after we get the projections, each projection from the AI has a confidence score around how certain it is that it will hit that projection. And the next step, and what I've been doing, is we recently added a quantum backend to our future chart projections here on the machine. And so now, to the right of the time frame selector, if I just click here, can actually select IonQ or Rigetti to run a quantum backend to get some analysis of all of the confidence scores. And let's see which confidence score, according to, it's a proprietary algorithm that we run with the quantum computers. And let's see which company or which time frame has the highest confidence. Let's see. Okay, so came in, the 1 day has the highest confidence, believe it or not. All right, so confidence score over the next day has the highest confidence at 72%, using 64 shots on a back end of Rigetti. Okay, so if we're looking at the 1 day, it's bullish about 1.5%. So anticipating it to hold further, but the reality is you need the data. And this is why we got to run this with the right timing. Because right now I'm running it, it's before the market closed. I don't know if the pricing's actually right. So it's anticipating bullish. It's anticipating that it's going to make it up into this $25, $26 range. But look at that. It already made it to $26. It was, right now the machine is projecting as if the market hasn't closed. And it already made it to $27 from that $24 price point. It already made it there. It's actually at $26.39 with a 14% jump today. Let's see. Claude, D-Wave. That's a really good question. I haven't used D-Wave on our analysis in quantum. We're just not there yet. We have IonQ and Rigetti. We have not integrated with D-Wave yet. But hopefully here in the near term, we'll get there very soon. We will get there. Okay, so very simply put, when you're looking at this overall trend, you're looking at this uptrend on APLD. They recently pulled back. There's a very consistent uptrend. They recently pulled back. They're finding that support level. See them bounce after hours and starting to make that recovery, potentially back up into these levels around $30 to $35. That's why I'm watching them, why we haven't taken our eye off, especially when they dip down to that $19 price point. In a short period of time, we're talking 2 days, when we were watching these levels and it pulled back down to this rising support level that it's been running at from $3 a share, we were looking, hey, what is this recovery going to be like that? And we didn't sell anything, right? We continue. You could see my APLD position. At one point, it was only up 35%. Now it's up 78% because look at that. It recovered about 35% just over the last 2 days. So really big recovery on APLD. Those recoveries happen all the time, especially in the AI and the data center market, in the quantum market especially, and in the space tech market. To be frank with you, space tech and robotics are also just as volatile. It just so happens that those are the markets we're really interested in. But they are volatile, let me tell you. So I just want to jump on here to tell you guys, with that indication of some bullish momentum in the AI sector continuing with NVIDIA's earnings, this week we're most likely going to shift some of our perspective to not being on the sidelines as we have the last week or so with our trades, but now looking for some of those dips at market open, looking for those V-shaped recoveries where we can see maybe a little fear, maybe, oh, well, it was positive NVIDIA earnings, but the market You know, everybody thinks it's going to go up right away, but the market dips again real quick. When those types of things happen before the continuation, if we see something like that, any fear hit the market at market open tomorrow or maybe on Friday, then that will be some indication for us to potentially open up some shorter term positions, and those conditions are usually favorable. It's just taking some patience. So we'll be watching tomorrow. Steven, thanks for tuning in. You're holding some shares. Appreciate it. Claude analysis has been very good. I personally use Grok quite a lot on the machine, but really pairing, what I've liked to do is I've been pairing Claude or Gemini with Rigetti or IonQ, and I've found that it's just been so on the money, especially with the recent look on like the support and resistance levels, being able to see where they are. It's just allowed me to have a lot less stress and do analysis faster. Oh, really quick, guys, something recently that we added into the machine, which I'm really excited about for you all, is when you're using your watch list. I know some of you guys have it, some of you guys just need to get on the first access list, and you haven't grabbed it yet. But when you're, and thanks Paul for the happy birthday message for this weekend. I appreciate you. Thanks so much. And Mark CTM, things are going good. I love that. I love that. And Oklo, yeah, Oklo's a long-term play, Luca, but it's, you know, it's power, good power for the long term. You're gonna see more nuclear power. Natural gas is a more safer play in the in that space, but I like it. So I wanted to show you guys this revolutionary new feature that we're adding into the machine. I don't know if you guys have recently seen this, but we just added it today, so you haven't seen it. But if I click here and check this out, you guys already know I could go through and I could add, I have so many different watch lists. We can do an energy watch list here. I could click through and I could add, let's say, you know, natural gas or something, or I don't know what is the natural gas ticker. Let's just add, I don't know, Chevron. Chevron is a popular one. Let's say, and I could go through and I could look at my watch list over here on Robinhood, and I can go back and I can add each asset. But guess what? I don't even need to do that now. Now I can click here, use AI, and just import a screenshot. I'm sure I got a screenshot somewhere on my computer. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, here's a bunch of stocks. I don't think they're energy stocks, but we'll give it a shot. So I just uploaded a screenshot, and in a few seconds, boom, PDF or a screenshot. I just added all these stocks to my watch list in a matter of seconds. And now I can see them all in one place. Really cool. And the other thing is I can also, originally it's going to be an energy watch list. Guess what we just added today? I can actually, I can go ahead and generate a watch list. That's right. I can scan for stocks and have the AI scan for stocks for me. So yeah, let's get some quantum tech on the list. Generate. Boom. IBM, you got Microsoft. Those are pretty big. Maybe I can get some smaller quantum companies. Let me actually try again. Let's see. Oh, look at that. We got Rigetti, we got IonQ. D-Wave Systems is there. It's not showing me, but I can accept it, and then boom, added to my watch list. I just had AI screen those stocks for me, already added them to my watch list. So really excited. I could click through to IonQ, or who was wanting to see D-Wave? Let's actually add D-Wave real quick. QBTS. QBTS. Where is it at? QBTS was up 2% today. I can, let's do Claude, or let's do Gemini, and let's go ahead and search. Boosh. That's pretty cool. If it's going to break out, it's going to break out around $23 a share. Or no, towards $29 a share would be the breakout. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got. BAIG. We saw BAIG do very volatile work the last week. They were up big time yesterday, and they pulled back down, and then BAIG was up 10% here to $13 as Big Bear AI finds the support and recovers back up into that $6 range. Yesterday, when we did analysis of Big Bear AI, we did a video earlier today, we were looking for this recovery on Big Bear up into here. How many of you guys are in Big Bear and you have noticed that there's a very strong support around this $5-6 range? Has anybody noticed that every time that Big Bear gets down to this $5-6 range, you see these really strong bounces up here? Been watching it for a few months. I swear it happens almost every time. But so many times when you get this push up, RSI looks overbought, MACD looks overbought. Now it's looking risky, like it might get rejected at this $6 range and sell back down to $5. It almost looks like you're looking at a recovery. You know, how many times do you, like, you know how when you see that RSI MACD, it's overbought, you think, oh, it's overbought at this moment, and then it just rockets up further? That's something that happens in AI stocks a lot, okay? And recently we've been seeing that, where you get these bounces, RSI MACD looks way overbought. You can see that like right here, way overbought, and then it just continues to rocket further up. And so you got to watch at market open, like right around when the market dips, right? It'll dip, and it dips fast. I mean, we could see dips like, I don't know, that's a 13% dip. That's not uncommon. In fact, in one day you could see a 12% dip and then a 20% recovery, and it ends the day up 10%. I mean, we're talking big moves recently, but they beat their earnings recently. They're still hanging back where they were hanging really in June of 2025 here, and they're still around the $6 price point. Revenue is flat, but they secured more deals. They bought an AI company that has government contracts. I think we're looking at this level up in the $6.50, $7 range, 16% potential recovery. I'm going to be looking to see if any opportunities present themselves, how it holds that $6 price point. Because why we look for opportunities right now is because you see a shift in sentiment in the market when you have earnings come out. That's why all the stocks went green today. And you want to watch these levels because when the market opens, that's how we're going to see how this sustains from yesterday into tomorrow. And so tomorrow we want to watch closely, see if we do get a dip, if that's a buying opportunity, or what it looks like. And if you want to know how to trade at market open, invest in AI companies, and how to invest in quantum, space tech, again, would love to have you guys in our live session tomorrow morning. There is an offer there where you can get into our daily live trading session, not a subscription, but lifetime access, along with some great members there. There's about 28 people who have a net worth of over $1 million. And you also get a free t-shirt when you join. Again, it's the second link below. Would love to see you there tomorrow morning. And we'll be there at market open. Appreciate you all. Thanks so much for tuning in. And really, thanks for tuning in, Cassandra. Appreciate you all. Thank you for all the awesome comments, support, all the ticker symbols you guys are dropping. Great insights. I joke, but literally the best insights come from you guys, not usually me, and I appreciate you all. And if I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.